you want to talk a little bit about how you feel Dak um, should be ranked in terms of quarterbacks in the NFL, how much you think he's worth, and kind of that whole situation.
All right, so any Dallas fans listening to this understand that I am a natural skeptic when it comes to your team. You've been mediocre for 20 plus years, so just go ahead and label me a hater. If you want a Cowboy sympathetic, your boy Steven right there is a friend of the is a fan of the team. Dak has had really good pieces around him pretty much his entire career, and at best he's a really good quarterback. Not great, just really good. And really good is probably actually being generous in my personal opinion. I think we overblew his rookie season and exactly what it is that he did that year. Dak, his rookie year, 3,600 yards, 23 touchdowns. That is a really, really good rookie year. We know the Cowboys went 13-3, top seed, and then lost to Green Bay in a heartbreaker because Aaron Rodgers threw that ball sidearm 50 yards on a rope. But that is a really good rookie year. Here's the problem: we're qualifying that it's a really good rookie year. It's not a great quarterback season. Dak's never sniffed 30 touchdown passes, and since his rookie year, he's become fairly turnover prone, which is part of the reason that Dak was so good his rookie year was that he only threw 4 interceptions. He almost never turned the ball over. So good pieces around him, and at best, slightly above average, mediocre production. I'm low on Dak. I don't think he's a top half of the league quarterback. I sure as hell wouldn't pay him 30 like it looks like the Cowboys are going to do, and reportedly have already offered. Stephen Jones, if I'm not mistaken, yesterday came out and said that they have offered Dak, Amari, and Zeke, all 3 of them, contracts that would make them top 5 at their positions, top 5 paid at their positions. If that's actually true, and the Cowboys haven't done something really janky with the contract, like almost no guaranteed money or something like that, and Dak turned that contract down, I think Dak's an idiot, first off, because he doesn't deserve to be anywhere near the top paid in terms of top 5 quarterbacks paid. But also, I don't think there's another team in this league that would give Dak that type of money. So I think he should take it. But there's no chance I would pay Dak 30. I would tell Dak, here's at most $20 million, and if he doesn't like it, I would tell him to go find a better offer somewhere else, because I don't think there is one.
So you think $20 million is close to max what you would pay Dak?
$20 million. Sorry, $20 million is absolutely the max. Okay. Not close. That is absolutely the max.
So then, who are some quarterbacks that are do you think are in his skill and pay range then, to kind of put it into context?
His skill, I would tell you that he's probably a better Nick Foles, Andy Dalton. Dak is, I think he's what a lot of people think Kirk Cousins is, although I have a higher opinion of Kirk than I think a lot of people do. I don't think he's a Stafford. And Matthew Stafford is considered, and probably is, one of the most overpaid quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah, you might be right on that.
So Dak's probably going to get a lot of comparisons to Goff. I think Goff is better, although I still have some of the same questions with Goff that I do with Dak. So pay range, though, that's a really good question in terms of, I don't know what, Nick Foles makes $22 million. I think Nick Foles is overpaid.
That's fair.
The quarterback position, almost by definition, you're either underpaid because you're super great, or you're overpaid because you were good at the right time. Then you were the next. and then you were the next guy up. So I'm not actually sure who in his pay range. Like, I think that Nick Foles, like Nick Foles was 22, like, I don't think that's a terrible deal for Dak. Like, I think that's probably proper for Dak. Because the thing you got to realize about Dak is we've only seen Dak be good when he's had all of his pieces.
True.
Right? Good offensive line, at least one good receiver, and a really good running back. And one of the best, if not the best running back in the league was Zeke. So if you pay him over 20, someone's going to have to fall off because of that.
That's fair. We'll talk about that also in a little bit. One thing about what you said that I noticed is you said that he's in a way comparable to Nick Foles, and I just want to illustrate. Nick Foles has a Super Bowl ring on his finger, and that's not bad company to be in. I think a lot of people who are trying to side with Dak or trying to like save his face or whatever, I think that when you put him middle of the road as far as starting quarterbacks in the NFL, people get upset, but that's not bad company to be in your third year in the NFL. The only reason that this is an issue is because people are blowing this up probably way past what it should be. And I agree with you. He should be around between, for me, 20 to 25 million. If you want to let a man shine with 25 million, sure. But I'm not going to be here and just slob on Dak because I'm a Cowboys fan. I do think he's sort of middle of the road overall. I think the things that he lacks in are definitely improvable. So that's one thing I'll say about Dak is the things that you really can't improve on, like ethics or as far as like how you think about the game, work ethic, being a leader for your team. I think he's up there in like elite status with leader of your team, whereas you've got somebody like Zeke on your team who is in the principal's office constantly. So I'd agree with you there about the company he's in as far as overall. And I mean, I want to just make that clear. That's not bad company to be in. Like, you're not in a bad spot if you're next to Nick Foles and Andy Dalton.
Well, I think most people would be on the side maybe with Nick Foles. I don't know about the Andy Dalton comparison. The issue always is with quarterback. Once you give them a huge contract, especially once you start talking anywhere above 25, or Joe Flacco for what it was back then, the percentage of the cap, right? You're talking about having to take away good players, and so, or not be able to pay good players, and so that's kind of the thing with Dak. It's like, if you have a quarterback that you've only seen and we've seen him when he loses one, there's really three pieces, four if you go for the entire team, that we talk about supporting a quarterback, right? We talk about the offensive line, the running game, his weapons, and then whether or not his defense is any good. So leaving the defense out of it, the other three pieces on the offense, the offensive line, his weapons, and his running game, when Dak doesn't have all three of those, we saw what happened when he got suspended. He looked really bad for about 3 of those 6 games, and in the other 3 games, he picked it up a little bit to his credit, and they played the Giants and the Redskins. Like,
yeah,
the competition went down.
I feel you. That's why we're talking.